On Wilder Seas is your debut novel released in the United Kingdom. It's inspired by the true story of Maria, the woman who sailed the Golden Hind during Francis Drake's famous circumnavigation voyage. It's the tale of one woman's quest for freedom. Where did the inspiration for the book come from?
Well, I'm reading a popular history book about Elizabethan England, and there was a section on Francis Drake's circumnavigation voyage. He sailed around the world 1577 to 1580. And as a throwaway line, it mentioned this woman. She was an African woman. Drake had raided the ship she was on. She was on a Spanish merchant ship. And as Francis Drake was sailing up the Pacific coast of America, he raided this ship and he took treasure, he took food, and he also took this woman, Maria. And she stayed on board for 8 months. So she was on the Golden Hind for 8 months. She was there when Drake explored North America. She was there when Drake set up a colony in North America called Nova Albion. And she was there when he crossed the Pacific Ocean. But then she was abandoned on a desert island in Indonesia when she was heavily pregnant. So this was sort of mentioned in passing in this history book that I was reading, but I found that the bare facts of that situation so horrifying that I wanted to go away and find out as much as I could about her. So I kept going, and sort of the more I read about women who lived lives like Maria's, the more the sort of book expanded and grew. So that's kind of where it came from. It's very rare to find women's voices in history, and so they are very often presented as men see them. And in Maria's case, that was very, very stark. She is described in the records as a proper Negro wench, she's called. And it's very hard to see her as a real person, to imagine, the motivations she had. But of course she did. So I think it's very important to tell women's stories. I think women still have some experiences that are very different to men. And until we achieve equality, I think it's still very important to tell the unique experiences that women have in this world. And
absolutely,
we want to understand why they're important.
You were born in the United Kingdom, but you've got strong connections to Cyprus. Tell us more about your Greek Cypriot ancestry.
Yes, so my grandparents are both from Paphos, and they came to England just before the war. They returned to Cyprus in the 70s, so I have very happy childhood memories of visiting, and I still have lots of family there in Cyprus who we love visiting, and I still feel a real affinity for Cyprus.
Could you tell our viewers how they can get a copy of the book at the moment?
Yes, it's available in English language bookshops in Cyprus. You can order from sort of the usual online outlets in Cyprus. There's no Greek language edition yet.
Okay.
Maybe that's something that will come later. But yes, at the moment, the usual English language outlets should be able to order a copy in.